Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hi, and welcome to Pageant Live. My name is Carly Rose, and I am the classy and curvy 2013 Ms. Washington for today's American Woman Pageant System. I am so blessed and honored to be hosting you tonight. We have some incredible, awesome guests. Our show theme tonight is the changing face of pageantry. All women, all sizes, all ages, using the crown to shine a light on what's important to them. I'd like to begin by introducing Pageant Live's wonderful owner and producer, Pamela Prevet.
Hi, I'd like to welcome everyone. And you know what? I was actually thinking about this show. This is really also honoring our West Coast queens. You know, when you really think about it, the West Coast is almost as far from me in Maryland as it is to England. So they bring, but we're all one because we all have a love for pageantry and platforms and doing good things. So listen, I want to welcome everyone. I want to thank you very much, Carly, for being a guest host. I'm so excited. I thank once again to Stephanie, and thank you to all the title holders. And also thank you for Tonesha. Tonesha brings a very unique piece of the puzzle to the table because she's actually owns a modeling company, and so many title holders, that's what they parallel over to, is to be a model. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Pam. And I know everyone wants to thank you and your daughter, Paige, for this show. This is an amazing platform for all of us to be able to share our love of pageantry. We want to thank all the viewers out there. We want you to check out Pageant Live's website. The website is amazing. Trinity of Trinity Nicole Marketing has done that for us. It's www.pageantlive.com. We've had over 30,000 hits in the last couple months. I want to introduce Stephanie McGrane. She is, I have my seatbelt on because I'm so excited. And seatbelt awareness is Stephanie McGrane's platform, right? So this is the International Super Ms. Stephanie McGrane. Take it away.
Thank you, Carly. Hi, everybody. And I want to remind everyone to also check out, in addition to Pageant Live's website, Pageant Live's sponsor, Royal Bliss Boutique. They have an incredible, amazing selection of beautiful pageant gowns, and some of you may have gotten a chance to see Paige Clark, Pageant Live's regular host, in her gowns by Royal Bliss when she was giving up her title at the International Junior Miss Pageant, and she looked gorgeous. So be sure to check them out at royalblissboutique.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. For our first guest that I'm so excited to introduce, and we're going to have her tell a little bit about herself, is from Washington State as well. I was very blessed to meet this young girl at my first pageant I was part of, and it's been incredible to watch her bloom. So Maranda, take it away. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maranda Zucati, Miss Plus America Teen 2012. My platform is Teen Suicide Prevention.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Our next incredible guest is from Oregon, and I'm very excited to have her. I've been watching her for a while on Facebook. She's amazing, she's gorgeous, she's talented. Nicola, take it away, introduce yourself.
Well, hello, everyone. First and foremost, I feel so honored to be here today and speaking on behalf of the WIN Foundation. I am Mrs. Oregon Globe 2013, and with that comes the responsibility of a spokesperson for the foundation, which is Women in Need. And I'm really excited to raising, speaking because it lives with the heart. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Nicola. We are so excited, and you're just a gorgeous woman, and we're really happy to have you on the show. Our next incredible guest, I was blessed again to meet through Facebook. Her name is Sarah, and she's got a sweetheart. She is a Mrs., even though she won't look to you like she's old enough to be married, and she also is launching her own pageant. So Sarah, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Sarah Alsup. I am rather new to the state of Washington, but I love it. I am Mrs. McChord International, and I also own Patriot Pageant, which is a small pageant company that's designed for people who would like to get more out of pageants, more into pageants, and really help out with the larger shows that we can compete in. And my platform for Mrs. Fort Lewis McChord International is returning the service and honoring our veterans and soldiers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us.
Thank you.
And last but not least, our incredible, awesome model agent, because a lot of people join pageantry because it is a stepping stone a lot of times to media, TV, modeling. So we are really, really blessed to have the amazing Tonesha. Introduce yourself, please.
I am Tonesha Bell from Oklahoma City, and I am basically a model coach, makeup artist, and a business owner, a modeling business owner, modeling agency business owner.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. So the changing face of pageantry, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but pageantry isn't what it used to be. When I was a little girl growing up, I would watch pageants on TV, and I saw 5'11" women that weighed half as much as me and thought, I can never do that. So at age 45, I actually entered my first plus pageant. And the reason I entered pageantry was that I wanted to use the crown to shine a light on what was important to me. And for me, it's body acceptance and eating disorder awareness because of things that I did in my past. And what's amazing is the crown really draws attention to you to where you're able to help people. And I know that the women that we've invited on tonight have that same heart. That's why you're all here. So let's start with Maranda. Tell us, why did you get involved in pageantry?
I got involved in pageantry because my confidence got beat down really in high school and in middle school, and I was bullied about my weight, and I joined the pageant to gain my confidence back, and with that I have gained my confidence back, and it has helped a lot. And I re-entered my high school for my senior year as I left my sophomore year and did online school.
Awesome.
Carly, let me talk about this real quick, because we hear this a lot with the younger generation, the bullying that leads to teen suicide, of course, depression and teen suicide. Yeah. And, you know, it's something that really needs to be addressed. So I applaud you for taking that platform. You're a very beautiful young woman. And you know what? I think it's just, you know, there's a lot of work to be done in that area. It's not good to bully. No one has a right to make anyone feel less of a person. So I applaud you for that. I really do.
We're super proud of Maranda because she came from Washington State and went on to the national level and won a national title. So
there you go.
So proud of her.
Congratulations.
So
oh, yeah.
Right? She's a total role model for all girls. And she comes from an amazing family. The Zucatis are an amazing, incredible family, and we love them.
That's right.
Nicola, what inspired you? What did you want to use the crown to shine a light on?
Actually, I was invited to do a pageant. At the time, I was actually raising awareness through the industry, producing events, and then donating the proceeds to a charity. Specifically raising money for a charity. My first was for the American Foundation for Children with AIDS. And I just felt so passionate about that I continued to do so. And then I met Leslie Martin with the International Pageant. And he asked me to do it. I looked into it and I signed up. I have fallen in love with pageantry. I then became a spokesperson for Souls for Souls and have just never looked back. So between, you know, my passion for productions and pageantry, I want to get back as much as I can. So that's fine.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sarah, I'm really excited that I know you're doing the pageant, your new pageant, the Patriot pageant system here in Washington, and we need more pageants in Washington. We want, the East Coast seems to have most of them, and that's why we're doing this show. Thank you, Pam, is to shine a light on Washington and Western and Oregon as well, Nicola, sorry, but to shine a light on the whole West Coast and let them know, hey, we got girls out here of all shapes, all sizes, all ages that can rock a crown just like anybody else. So, Sarah, tell us, what did you want to use the crown to shine a light on?
Well, in starting pageants when I was younger, I really felt that I was not necessarily different or special, but I really had something to give. And when I got older, I really found that people didn't know a lot about pageants, and people wanted to do them, but they didn't know how to get into them. And with the Patriot pageants, what I have really tried to do is create an avenue to educate people and to give them a way to really get a feel for pageantry and how they can benefit from it. And if they don't like it, if you think maybe it's something that isn't right for them, that's fine. But at least they've gotten out and they've been able to know. And I think on the West Coast, I've been so blessed because there's so many great people out here that this is something that could go even bigger. I mean, everyone's pageant, no matter how old or how young or what they are, where they're from, it's really got a great avenue to get out and be really a fantastic avenue for everyone on the East Coast. Sorry, West Coast.
Hey, we support
East
everybody.
all the way to the West, right?
Right. And global. We're global girls.
And everything in between.
That's right.
Hey, Tonesha.
Yes.
Hey, girl. You are so gorgeous. Those cheekbones are like,
thank
wow. So modeling, which, I mean, you know, I remember back when I was 18 and had a guy tell me that I was too heavy and my jaw was too long to ever model. But what's funny is last year, being a part of pageantry, I won a national cover girl portfolio and portfolio. Did I say portfolio already? Anyway, 3 national titles for how I looked. And I thought, oh my gosh, we let things carry us over all of our lives thinking, oh, he didn't think I was cute, and to heck with that. Tell us about you. Why do you do what you do?
Well, I started out as just asking God to lead me into something, and he told me modeling. And I remember going to a modeling agency, and they told me that I was not tall enough and I needed to lose a lot of weight, which at that time I was a 13, 11, you know, around 11, 13, 14, the sizes. And I thought that that was a regular size for my body shape. And I felt really frustrated and like, I didn't feel encouraged at all. I felt really low when I left the company. And I just kept seeking and asking God to lead me where I needed to go. And he led me to another modeling company, which was an agency that, well, the first one was a school. And I didn't know the difference between a school and an agency at that time. And then the second one was an agency. And I went in there and I had an attitude because I knew it was my mission to be a model, but I didn't know what an impact it would be in the future. But I went in there and I had this diva attitude, and I was like, I'm never going to be tall and I'm never going to lose weight, but this is really what I want to do. And if you give me a chance, I will just make it happen. And the agent just looked at me like, how this lady or this girl come in here with this attitude, like diva attitude, and tell me what she's not gonna do. But I said, I will be the best model that you ever had. And from then on, I didn't even have a job. I didn't know that you had to pay for, photos and, classes, which I was open to do all of that because I didn't know. And I feel like you should be educated on if you're getting into something. So from there, I just asked God the whole time, just asking God and just saying, lead me. And one day he led me. I had to ride the bus. I didn't have a driver's license. Like, I didn't have any. I just got an apartment. And, when you get your apartment as a teenager and you're dependent on parents, and that's where I was at that time. No job, probably spoiled. But I went to a thrift store because I love to thrift. And I said, do you have anything? And they said, no, not at the time. And I really wanted to shop there. So from there, I just went to a temp agency and worked there. And I just told them, give me what you got. And they told me, well, we have a job opening. I was like, I can do it. And it was a hotel job. And I didn't like to get dirty, but I knew that I knew that I had to do it. So I did that. And from there, I just started modeling. I mean, it was a process after that. I had to work really hard to become a model and to get where I am in the modeling. But from there, it took me a while to get in, to pay all my fees and to make the money up, because it wasn't, you know, they don't pay you that much. From there, I just went into the modeling, and I said, here's my money, and I waited, you know, because you don't, like when you're modeling and you're a model, you don't get jobs right away. Just because you may have the look, you don't get jobs right away. So I just waited, and from there they called me, and I just started getting jobs consistently, just all the time, and doing photo shoots and commercials and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Tony, but you're forgetting one thing. One, you had a belief in yourself.
Amen.
That's what you believed in. And of course, you were guided, but you had a belief in yourself. And I got to tell you, I read something about Tyra Banks. Nobody wanted to hire her when she first got into New York City. But she believed in herself and kept after what she believed in. And now, I mean, who's laughing now? I mean, she's a multi-millionaire.
Exactly. And, you know, from there, I just decided, I said, you know, there was models that couldn't afford even what I paid. And they didn't have a belief in their self. So I said, you know what, I will help you, and I'll teach you what I know. And from there, I would teach them my training. And everybody just started coming to me. And I was just like, oh, you know, that's my story. But
Thank you so much. Awesome.
15 years. Thank you.
Phenomenal story.
Hey, and Stephanie, my incredible co-host, I know Ray won't leave you out. So, what inspired, because I know you're more petite, so we really have a full range of women on here. We've got petite, we've got curvy, we've got young, we've got, I won't say my age. Well, I'll say my age. I was 47. Rocket. Anyway, we have all ages. So tell us, what got you going?
Well, you know, I started pageantry when I was 9 years old. So it's something that I've been involved in for most of my life. And, you know, what I really like about it is that it keeps me being the best me that I can be. You know, it keeps me working on speaking skills, communication skills, being physically fit. You know, it keeps me where I need to be, where I want to be. So that's why I've continued with pageantry. I've, you know, just gotten so much out of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for co-hosting with me tonight.
And thank you.
That brings me to our next subject, since she talked about what it's been for teaching her, is, you know, we've kind of lost the days of going off to finishing school. Pam and I were talking the other day about this, that, you know, back in the old days, you know, we were focused more on how we walked and how we talked and how we stood. I know in my short time at pageantry, now I'm standing at the grocery store making sure I have pretty feet and making sure that I'm, you know, that somebody might be watching me somewhere, so I'm smiling. You know, what tips can you give us, girls, that this has helped you in? Miranda, you want to start us off?
Tips on it. I know that pretty feet's a big thing, but also, like, I used to just go out in, like, sweatshirts and stuff and, you know, not really care. And now since I, like, entered pageantry, I have more of a, I want to feel a certain way when I go out. Like, I want to look good and not just be tired, you know. I mean, still that it's fun. Like, I'm a teenager, so I still do it. But when I'm doing things, like when I go to work and stuff now, it's more, I want to be dressed up because I am representing something that's super big.
Miranda, let me ask you something, though. Do you believe that it helped your self-esteem? Because getting out there and competing, I mean, to me, it's comparable to being an athlete. You have to prepare for it. So do you feel that when you got out there, and obviously you were crowned because you're very good at what you do, I mean, do you feel that it helps self-esteem with young people? Because you're the youngest person on the panel.
Yeah. Well, this was my first pageant, starting from the beginning as being my city title holder and going to the end as holding a national title. This was my first gain from it that has, you know, made me like want to help others gain, you know, in themselves. My biggest thing is saying that we're all beautiful, no matter what.
That's right.
I think that everybody's beautiful, no matter what they look like, and I've gained that through going through being bullied. I know that I'm beautiful, and this is how I was made, and that people are going to have to deal with. This is me.
You are beautiful.
And she is beautiful. She shines as bright on the inside as she does on the outside.
She sure does.
So Miranda, tell me, because you know there's a lot of shows nowadays that have made pageantry look a little bit not so great. So sometimes parents, I think, are shying away from putting their children in pageants because they are concerned with the images they've gotten on TV. Now, you were in a pageant that, you know, was very proud of who you are and represented, you know, Maranda. Didn't try and change you, didn't try and make you wear a ton of makeup and change your look. Do you believe that there's lots of those type out there and that parents should get their kids involved?
I do believe that there are a lot of pageants out there. I like the Toddlers in Paris show and stuff. I don't believe in, you know, putting all that makeup on and getting spray tans at 4 years old, but I understand that they're trying to make their children, you know, want to do something that we're doing. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of all that age, the younger group, but I mean, as like going through pageantry, there was like things that I was like, whoa, I've never like curled my hair with hot curlers, like what is this? And things like that, you know, were new for me. And, you know, I mean, it comes along with being in pageants.
I can tell you I agree. I had, at 45 was my first time using hot rollers. I had to go on YouTube to figure out how to do it, right? So Nicola, now gorgeous, we're not talking ages today, but you represent kind of our middle younger group. And looks like she's 23, but, you know. So tell us, what are your secrets to competing?
Well, actually, I think for me, it's just being myself.
So Sarah, you're getting ready to compete nationally. Is there any secrets that you're lining up?
Well, I'll be competing for Mrs. Washington International. So it's just the state, but for me, what I'm really focusing on is finding my goals, finding kind of my niche, and focusing on that, but also leading by example. You know, I want my children to look at me and the other contestants to also look at me and say, she does so much, I want to do so much. Or even people who don't do pageants, look what she does, I want to feel that way. And that's really all we can ask for when we have the crown, you know, is to really make an impact.
I agree. I think a lot of people would be surprised that pageantry, for the majority of us, is not about just being a beauty queen and looking all fancy. It's more about being an example. It's about being out there with our charities, with our communities, using the crown to shine a light on things and make a difference, to be the change that we want to see. Because whether we have our crown on or not, we still personify and are example of our title and who we are. And whether you have a crown or not, you know, even those of you watching that have never done pageantry, that you're thinking, oh my gosh, no way. Trust me, 2 years ago, I would have told you no way. But I had a friend encourage me to do it so that I could use the crown to help young girls. And, you know, it's been such an incredible blessing to have young girls come up to me and tell me that because of my story, now at 16, 17, they are not going to allow their lives, you know, pieces of it to be missing like I've allowed for mine. So, you know, I don't think there's any such thing as a success or failure. I think we're all learners or non-learners. So whether putting a crown on and doing a pageant is something on your list, or skydiving, you know, live, get out and, you know, empower others and live. And Stephanie, I know that's something you're very, very passionate about. And since you're, you know, international superwoman, we want to know your secrets.
Absolutely. You know, and I really enjoyed hearing what the other ladies had to say, and I completely agree. And I think the key to being successful in life, a pageant or life, is just knowing who you are from the inside out. Knowing your morals and your beliefs, and being able to stand up for that, being able to speak about that, being able to communicate effectively to others what is inside of you. And I think if you can do that in the pageant interview, you'll impress the judges, as well as, you know, make an impression around everyone around you in your life. And also with the title, it's so true, because once you win that crown, that's when the real job starts. And there's so much work to be done. Time flies by so fast. You only have 1 year, so you want to make the most of it and really get out there and make a positive difference. Change lives. Do what you can. Promote your platform. And, you know, don't waste it. So many times I see queens win crowns, and then they disappear. You don't see any more of them. So I think it's so important to, you know, be the best person that you can be, and like you said, you know, be the change that you want to see, and make the world a better place.
Yes, perfectly said. So Tonesha, you're our pageant virgin here, not having done one before. All of us, I'm sure, are going to be trying to get you to, since we love our systems. Tell me what you see for pageant girls as secrets that they can do to help themselves, whether it be facially or body-wise, or, you know, to put a better representation out there for themselves.
Well, I think first of all, they should start out by loving themselves and just, you know, being happy with themselves, and that should be the main goal. And just stay faithful to themselves, so that they can, you know, that'll help motivate them to do what they really want to do. And it's built, and you know, because if you love yourself and you have confidence in yourself, you're going to go after your dreams, and nothing's going to stop you.
Okay, we have Miranda coming back in. I spoke to her on the phone. Sorry about that, Tony.
That's okay.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, Miranda. So something that we found out, Miranda and I did, because we were together in the first pageant, was about body shapers. So we're going to get down and dirty and talk about this. You know, being a curvy girl in a pageant, my director was very passionate about, you know, that just like when we wear nude shoes into interviews so that we're not taking away from our face and people looking at us, when we're a curvy girl on stage, we want to be sure and have everything packaged where it should be. And so we became fans of body shapers. And I actually have Hilda here that I can show you. See Hilda? See her waist?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of my secrets for
Wait,
pageantry.
what was that green thing?
That's her boo-boos. I have her covered up so she's politically correct for the internet.
So does it go all the way down?
Yeah, you went too fast.
Yes. Oh, you want me to do it slow? Okay, well let me get Hilda back. Okay, so let me make sure it pops on. Okay, so it comes up. It comes up around her back, so it calls all the back fat in. Pulls the booty up, and then it goes right into the boo-boos, so it makes the boo-boos come up, and then goes all the way down. And this thing, I mean, the first time you put it on, you got to have help, because you're laying on the fan. And I thought they were joking when they said that. And I had an ex-boyfriend helping me get ready for the pageant, and I didn't do what they said, like put it on the night before, sleep in it, you know. I'm like, oh no, I'll throw it on day of. I'm good. I am literally laying on the bed. This guy he hadn't seen, so long time. Anyway, I'm laying there, and he's like cinching me up, and he's going, it's not going to work. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Because I had to have that shaper on to go on stage. And you literally could tell looking at the stage, you had other girls out back that had other kinds of shapers on that were rolling up, rolling down. Because even if you're a littler girl, you know, you want everything tucked and tucked in. So I love body shapers. That's one of my secrets. And
I want to know how in the world do you sleep in that thing? You couldn't sleep.
Yes, you can.
I can't even sit in the car in it.
It's like putting on a really tight pair of jeans. The first time you put it on, it's like shimmy, 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 shimmy. But once you have it on, it holds your shoulders back, holds you straight, holds the boo-boos up, and you feel better. I mean, it is medically made, the one that and I'll tell you at the end of the show how to hook up with it. But, I mean, they are medically made to do the job for you. The other secret I have is skincare. I'm an Alouette girl. That's my thing for skin. But lipstick to stay on, Revlon color stay, or CoverGirl. This stuff will be on my mouth till tomorrow morning unless I take it off with baby oil. So those are two of my beauty secrets. Miranda, you got some?
I would definitely have to say the body shaper. That's came in handy a lot. I do not like the thing, but I know that when I wear it,
that's a riot. Can you breathe? Can you breathe?
I have it on right now. It's really
breathe. It's just don't sit in the car with it, because you have to sit all proper and stuff, and you don't sit like that in a car. It's that thing's crazy, but it's fun.
See, that's the difference. She said sitting all proper. We tend to slouch all the time. It makes you sit tall and stand tall.
Yeah, it makes you stand up straight.
Right.
Okay, what about going to the restroom?
You have a little Velcro crotch. Yeah, so you just unhook it, squat, go, and back on with your bad self.
Okay.
Nicola, you got some beauty secrets for us?
Oh, I love self-tanner. I think self-tanner, the gradual, the Jergens, I love that. That stuff is really great. I use that every time before a pageant, and it's gradual, so it's not, too obvious. So I have it on right now, and it keeps you, having a little bit of a glow and makes everything look nicer on stage.
But do you have to exfoliate each time, or is it like you can just use it like regular lotion?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Use it like regular lotion. It's awesome because it's a gradual tanner, so it's not something you put on once and then you look tanned or fake, because it's not orange looking or anything like that. That's the reason I like it. It takes about a week or so to get that glow.
Awesome.
Yep.
I have that for my legs.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure, you exfoliate. Sure.
Hey, Sarah, you got any beauty tips to share with them?
Well, on the what I call the sucky suit note, I have been using them since I did pageants when I was in middle school. So it's not just for, making it in shape. It's actually a great way to make sure that your dress and your clothing is not see-through, which does happen a lot, especially if you're someone like me, which I don't necessarily purchase items that are expensive. They're practical and I can afford them type of thing. So my second pageant, I guess, secret is that I am a bargain shopper. So, and I to relieve the stress of, going for the most expensive item, what I do is I go to places like Ross and TJ Maxx or whatever, and I have them altered. I believe in altering anything to make sure it fits properly. Of course, you wear your body shaper before you do that, so it's super fitted for you, nobody else, so it looks really great. And then my third pageant secret that I have to do, I always over prepare for something bad to happen, because if I do that, it's not going to happen. I have thread, I have extra buttons, I have tape, I have, if you could think of it, if I'm going to need it, I'm going to have it, because guess what?
5 suitcases come in of all your extra stuff.
Yes, exactly. So, think of all the horrible things that could happen, prepare for it, and then when it does happen, actually 9 times out of 10, because you're prepared, it's not actually going to happen. So that's my big tip right there.
Awesome. That's fabulous. So Stephanie, Miss Gorgeous Stephanie, give us a beauty secret.
Sure, absolutely. And I love what Sarah just said. And at my last pageant, I brought everything I could possibly think of. And I did bring a needle and thread, and it turned out that someone there needed to be sewn in their dress because their zipper broke. So you never know. It worked out perfectly. So bring anything you think you might need. Bring it with you, because you never know what's going to happen.
Nicola waved her hand on that. I think that means she must have got. We've seen them sewn into dresses. It does happen.
Absolutely. And another tip that I've heard is that if you salt your food a few days before a competition, you salt everything, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, right before a competition, right before your pageant, you're going to lose a lot of water weight and flush that out of you. So you're going to be thinner, looking more fit. And then right before you go out on stage, like a meal or two before, eat some vanilla ice cream, because what it's supposed to do is give your skin a shine or a glow about it. So just a few tips you might want to try.
Awesome, Stephanie. And that's so true. A lot of times being a curvy girl, I know people think, oh, well, you're just eating donuts because you're not worried about what size you are on stage. Well, my organ is my skin, so I need me to look fabulous and healthy. And so I'm on day, I think, 8 of Advocare Cleanse right now, because I want to look great and fabulous and have that glowy skin and have the curves rocking as well. So, Tonesha, girlfriend, you there?
Yes.
Tell us your beauty secrets, Tonesha.
Yes.
Well, mine is, before I do a photo shoot, I exfoliate my skin and make sure that it looks really nice and smooth. And also, I get a lot of sleep before, the photo shoot, so I wouldn't look tired and I use Jergens. It's like a cream. You can use it for your. I wish I had it on hand, but they laughed at me the other day. It looks very vintage, but it's not.
They wanted to know what the expiration date is. How about the Preparation H?
Yeah, tell them about that.
Yes, the Preparation H. Excuse me. The Preparation H, you can use that on your skin, and it'll tighten it, so you'll look fabulous doing your pageant or a model call or a photo shoot or anything like that. And you can also put that on your tummy, your legs, you know, wherever you want your skin to be tightened. I think that would be a great alternative. You know,
so case of Preparation H, here we come.
I was going to say crest whitening strips, too.
Yes.
Oh, awesome, Miranda, yeah.
Those are my friends.
And another thing is, like, even, you know, because in pageantry you have to smile a lot, so you could use like Vaseline on your teeth, and it'll keep the lipstick off your teeth.
Awesome. And after you put your lipstick on, the secret is put your lipstick on and then take your finger and pull it out. Yeah. It gets the lipstick off the inside of your lips. I know it doesn't look too classy, but hey, do it privately. Okay. With interviews, I want to talk about interviews for a second, because that is something I thought that I would walk into interviews and just blow them away. And come to find out, I did blow them away because I was so high voltage that I freaked them out. So now I know that going into, I had a girl one of the judges told me I blew her hair back. Because I thought, well, you know, I got to go being strong and powerful. And now I know you're supposed to be about 40 watts because they want to like hear who you are and not have you jumping out of your chair. And so, in Miranda as well, it was her first interview process. We learned, you know, to wear nude shoes and to not have wild nails and little secrets like that. But interviewing with those judges, how was that for you, Miranda, going and knowing that you were going to be judged by people?
Well, I didn't have an interview for state. I had my on-stage interview, so I didn't have to go in there for a panel of judges. But I did have that for nationals, and that was very nerve-wracking. I had to have a pep talk before I went in because I was like, oh my goodness, this is my first time. And I found out about 2 weeks before I went that they could ask me current event questions. So I was like I was like, oh no, I better catch up on that real quick. But it turned out really good. It's all about personality and showing them who you really are, and that's what they want to see. They want to see like you. They don't want to see somebody that's trying to be fake or wanting it, or, well, it's not wanting it, but overdoing it, if you get what I'm saying.
Blowing the hair back. So, Nicola?
Oh, it was a nerve-wracking experience for me, just because the one-on-one, the way it was at the international pageant, I'd never experienced anything like that before. I actually ended up doing a lot better than I thought I had, but boy, I was so.
Well, whatever she was doing, she looked fabulous at it.
I say she's so gorgeous. I hate that I can't hear exactly. What I think that our viewers need to know, if you haven't been involved in pageantry, is a lot of the pageants that we're involved in are interview. Like 40 to 50% is based on not just that you're pretty or how you look, but who you are on the inside. And that was really important to me when I joined, was because that would help shine a light on what was important to me to be able to share with the judges and with everyone else, you know, about eating disorders and body acceptance. Now, Sarah, what is your platform? What are you focused on?
My platform is returning the service, and basically what that is a lot of it is actually educating people that there are veteran organizations and military organizations that could really use some volunteers, some donations, and just even some outreach, some understanding about what they do and how people can help. That's basically the gist of my platform.
And do you have a website, like an organization that you tell people about?
Right now, probably the biggest thing, because I actually struggle with finding places to volunteer, I've been working with the USO, which is like the best organization to volunteer for. It is phenomenal. I've also found some white programs, and it's a WHYT, to help with suicide prevention and PTSD education for people who don't have necessarily a clear understanding of what that is. And right now, I've been just working with the organizations and really learning what I can do, and so I can pass that on to everybody. Because working with a military organization, believe it or not, there is a training process. Even for volunteers, there's a training process. There is an application process. There are background checks. There's certification. It takes a lot to really work with the military and the veterans. So I think that educating them is going to be a lot easier if I understand myself. So that is where I'm sticking with right now, because it is pretty confusing sometimes.
Sarah, may I recommend something to you? I'm retired military, and I live in Metro DC, and we have a lot of military. I notice one of the biggest people who are forgotten are the families back at home, who either the spouse, man or woman, is now out of the house, and now they have to do everything alone. And even though we respect and honor our troops, what they're doing and stuff, having a stable home environment when they call back and stuff makes a huge difference.
Yes,
you know, and you know, being able to provide that network, even if it's a mom's day or you guys changing out babysitters or helping out with chores. I mean, I think that is just a phenomenal thing. I think that you are the ones that are really remembered that your service. So I think your service is very important to the families, the parents, and everyone that's at home, keeping everything together while the troops are gone.
Very true. A lot of people think that soldiers are the only ones who deploy, but for every soldier, there's at least not every soldier, but for the majority of soldiers, there's a spouse and there's a child or two who actually deploy also. They may not leave their home, but they endure a lot through a 6 to 12 month deployment, whatever it may be.
So yeah, I would say that that would be a great resource that you could do without all the red tape. You know, and it's just a matter of having a mom's day or a spouse day or trading off babysitting or, you know, mowing each other's lawns. I mean, that's just, I think that's just an easy fix to me.
It is. You know, the community feeling. It is very big.
But yeah, I appreciate the work you're doing.
Not a problem. I think.
What's really great as well is a lot of us that we all volunteer. Some of the bigger systems, you need to pay them to be able to have one of their people come to your event. Whereas our systems, I think everyone that is on the panel today, we go and volunteer anywhere. We raise funds for organizations. We do all kinds of things at no cost to anyone. And that really, it blesses my heart, I know, to know that when you're blessing other people, it also blesses you as well. So Nicola, tell us a little bit. I'm really excited about you because you're part of the WIN Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the WIN Foundation, it was founded by Dr. Tracy, and she realized that there was a gap in the recovery process, in the emotional recovery after abuse, after suffering an abusive relationship. And so she established programs and educational programs and classes, and she even wrote a couple of books. I had them over here somewhere, to help these women, to inspire them towards change and encourage them to become stronger, to find their core, their inner goddess, as you will. And I just love that because I too struggled. I was a single mother for a few years and of two. I was in real estate and the market crashed. But my story is one of success, and I just want to share my experience, strength, and hope to the world and help these women in need and inspire them towards change and encourage them. So it's definitely a big part of my heart, and I feel very passionate about it. So, and I have an event coming up in April 18th that I am raising money for the WIN Foundation. So a lot of local designers are involved and artists, so it's very exciting. Stay tuned.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, be sure to tell us about that in the end of the wrap-up where they can people can find out information on that.
Absolutely.
So Tonesha, Nicola brought up an interesting word, the inner diva.
Yeah.
I think from having watched you thus far in the last short time we've been together, you definitely have the diva going on, and I think diva is something pageant girls. I mean, I actually watched RuPaul's shows so that I could learn better how to own my womanness better.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about being a diva and give us some advice on that.
Well, I did start it's like a team, a group for plus size divas, and you know, they get the model training and they get their photos done and makeup done, everything I would do for a model, you know, because I also do the training and make a makeup artist also, so I do that for my divas. But I want them to love themselves from the inside out, so I don't go on the industry standards for models. You know, I want them to be all different sizes and curviness. So that's kind of like what I focus on is, you know, loving yourself from the inside out, and it will shine out.
It does, because don't you know, beauty, when you see someone that has confidence and that diva attitude, and they've got their hair done and their makeup on and their outfit together, it doesn't matter if they're a size 2 or a size 22. You go, wow, look at her. I have people tell me all the time that they had no idea I was a size 20 because they're always focusing on the things that I do control, the hair, the makeup, the other stuff.
Exactly.
So that's really important. Where do you get your clothes at?
Are you talking? Oh, okay.
Tell us some secrets on where to get clothes at.
Well, I get mine either from the thrift. That's minimum though. But I get mine either from Ross or Burlington because I am a bargain shopper. So I do, you know, I bargain shop.
Awesome. Hey, Stephanie, for the petite girls, where do you grab clothes at?
Yeah. Well, this can be a challenge because pretty much everything that I purchase has to be altered. So I don't think it's quite so challenging, maybe finding something, but the key is having an amazing seamstress, which I now have one, and she's fabulous, and she tailors everything to fit me perfectly, and I think that's what it's all about, especially when you're competing on stage, going into interview. You want to make sure everything fits perfectly.
Exactly. Nicola, I know you've got a designer that's working with you. Where do you get your clothes at?
Actually, I go to Mabel and Zora. It's in the Pearl District. Tiffany Bean, that's the home of Tiffany Bean Designs. And she is actually designing my gown for the pageant. I'm very excited about that because my goal is to be all local when I go to California. I want my swimwear and everything to reflect on Oregon because I'm very proud.
Awesome, yeah. Sarah, where's your favorite thing? I know you told us you love to do thrifting, but do you have any favorite stores you shop at?
Well, I'm a red tag shopper, so if I can pay 70% less than what normally, I'm there. So I shop out of season, but I did find that at Ross and Burlington, I purchased 2 outfits for the price of half of one if I was to buy at even a department store. I bought 2 fantastic interview suits that I couldn't choose which one, so for under $50 I bought 2.
Awesome. We have a great store here in our area called Trade Chic, where she has half of the store is new and half of the store is used, and everything is a size 10 and up. And Kiona Fashions is something I got introduced to at our first pageant. It's KIYONNA.com, and they've got amazing, amazing dresses. Of course, you need the body shaper under them to wear some of them, but they are amazing and gorgeous. Where do you love to shop at, Miranda?
I would probably say Old Navy. I really like Old Navy clothes. And then we have a local store here that's called My LA Fashion jeans with the diamonds on the butt. Those are my favorites. So it's probably fine.
Well, you always look amazing. I've never seen her not look like she was ready to go on stage. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. So I'm going to go ahead and give our guests a few minutes to wrap up. We'll start with Miranda, and tell us a little bit, if you want to tell us a little more about your platform, what are your plans for the future, and how you can be reached.
All right. Well, I'm trying to stay out of the sun. Here in Seattle, we don't get it very often, and here it is coming out. But my plans for the future, with my platform is right now actually working on a senior project. I'm still in high school and I'm working on a senior project that is to my platform. I just contacted the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and have been in email contact with them. My senior project is like a big written up something that I'm passionate about. It's actually, the class is called Pursue Your Passion, and I chose my platform since it's something I already have volunteer hours with. So that is what I'm doing with that, and I can be contacted on Facebook and also my Miss Plus America teen email at Gmail. So.
Miranda, Live Out Loud also. Remember Shira Gearhart's group, Stephanie, the Live Out Loud Foundation that has to do with suicide. Reach out to her. She has a lot to do with especially teen suicide too.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Nicola?
Yes. Well, you can find me on Facebook, Nicola Lewis. Follow me there. NicolaLewis.blogspot.com. That's another place. And to find more information on the WIN Foundation, winfoundation.org. And my goal this year is obviously to shine light on this wonderful and amazing charity, and I'm so blessed to be part of this pageant. I really look forward to competing in August in Palm Springs. So yeah, follow me and watch my journey. I'm certainly excited. These women are incredible. Dr. Tracy's amazing. You can just Google her and you'll see all types of videos on her and even the Globe pageant itself. So it's awesome. Thanks.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Hey, Sarah, what are you going to do next after all pageant? Well, I know you have the Patriot pageant. Thank goodness for editing. I know you have the Patriot pageant coming up. What are your future plans?
Well, as you know, we do have the Patriot pageant, our debut pageant, which is April 6th in DuPont, Washington. It will probably be the most exciting and nerve-wracking day of my life because as a business owner and a pageant director, I don't even know what they would go through if something happens. But, you know, right now we're set for success with our first pageant. We will be planning a pageant in Washington, hopefully north of Seattle, at the end of May for that. And then, of course, I have the Mrs. Washington International pageant in April 20th, actually. And between now and then, I have the USO. I have some VA opportunities that I'm going to meet with them here soon and get a lot of information and pass that on and really do hopefully some speaking, actually.
Awesome. What are your age groups for your pageant, and do you still have room for signups?
I do have room for signups. There is, actually, you can sign up the day of the pageant, and we do have a Facebook page. I can give you that one in a second. There is no age limit, period. You could be a week old, you could be 100 years old, you can be man, woman, child, I don't care. We will accommodate anyone. Special needs, plus sizes. I have a 44-year-old woman who says, I want to do this. So
awesome.
I said, bring it on. You know, we will do everything we can to really get it out there and help pageantry on the West Coast and in Washington. So.
Well, be sure to have your queens come on Pageant Live. I extend the invitation to your queens or your kings.
That would be fantastic.
Awesome.
We love that.
So, Tonesha, I know you have a lot coming up. You've got a Curvy Girl model search going on.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, mine is basically like the Curvy Girl model search is, you know, all sizes. Anyone can enter that, you know, that's plus size and get trained and get the model treatment. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Oh, okay. And then also I wanted to clear up my name because you guys call me Tonesha, and everybody, that's okay. Everybody knows me as Tony Love, and my agent gave me that name when I was modeling.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Tony Love. I'm sorry.
That's okay, because I knew a lot of people would probably be confused because in my bar at the bottom it says Tony Love.
Right. I should have paid better attention to that. I've just had Tonesha in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's my first time.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to clear that up whenever they, you know, because I don't want them to be confused, because even on my plus size model search page it says Tony Love, and I didn't want them to be confused.
They'd be going, you know, Tony Love has a twin sister named Tonesha, and they
That's
are
right.
both gorgeous.
That's right. And look just alike.
Right? Right. So I am so excited, and I appreciate so much the opportunity to have guest hosted this show, and shining a light on pageantry, shining a light on all women, all sizes, all ages. You know, get you a crown, get on stage, and just do it once. It is so much fun. And we'll have all the links up for on the website so you can get a hold of the girls if you want to. But I'm going to turn it over to the incredible, the awesome Stephanie.
Thank you, Carly. And again, I'm Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms for America's Super Pageant, inviting all of you to check our website out at americasuperpageant.com. Come find us on Facebook. We are looking for delegates for the international competition this June 21st through the 23rd in Hamilton, Montana. Come find me on Facebook, Stephanie McGrane. If you have questions about the pageant, I'd love to share more with you, answer your questions. And also, if you have pageant questions in general, please send them to askthecrown@gmail.com. If you check out Pageant Live's webpage, there is a place to click on for Ask the Crown, and we have great questions posted by viewers. If you have a question, something you want to know, I will research, I will find it out, I will find the best possible answer, and we'll get that posted for you. I invite everyone to check it out, and also not everyone has the same opinion. If you have something you want to share, we invite you to do that. We think it's a very unique area in which people can come together and discuss pageant questions and get the best pageant advice possible. So be sure to check that out. Also, we want to give a big shout out to 3 of our fans, Mario and Princess Taikisha and Paul of Australia.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks for being such big fans. And also we want to thank the viewers, the men and women of Afghanistan. Pageant Live gets viewers from all over the world, of course the United States and all over the world, and we get many viewers from Afghanistan. So thanks for joining us.
Awesome, Stephanie. And Hilda wants to say goodbye. So, Hilda.
Oh, we like her.
You can find out about Hilda at carlyrose.info if you want to know more about that. And you can find me on Facebook as well. I also want to give a shout out. One of the blessings pageantry has been in my life is meeting some pageant sisters. And one of my dearest friends, Jenny Vale, is having a birthday today. So, shout out. Happy birthday, Jenny. And over to you, Pam.
I want to thank everyone. Like I said before, every show is a great show, great guests, West Coast queens, of course, Stephanie, Carly. Thank you very much for coming to the table. Thank you for the viewers. You know, we started Pageant Live, Paige and I, because you know what? Title holders and scholarship, you know, title holders do not receive the recognition that they deserve. They have wonderful platforms. They're out there doing charity work, and you know what? I applaud you for that. I do want to let you know, go ahead and check out our Facebook, our Facebook page, which is Pageant Live. You can tweet to us at Pageant Live. Also, www.pageantlive.com. That is our website, which we have gotten, I think, 38,000 views in 6 weeks. So I want to let you guys know, and if you'd like to be a guest host, please let us know. Next week, who do we have coming on next week, Stephanie?
Oh, next week we have the Metro DC United States Queens. So you want to tune in. You don't want to miss that show. More fabulous guests, and that's Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't miss that show.
Thank everyone so much. Thank you, Maranda. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Tony Love. Thank you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I just want to leave you with, it's really important that for you to be blessed, you need to be a blessing to others. So God bless. Thanks so much.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.